away from this story. It's on all the front covers. It's in all the papers. It's on all the TVs. But we're going to have to talk about the Gregg Wallace situation, a story that has topped all the headlines today. Accusations against Gregg Wallace yesterday. He actually took to social media. Not sure whether it was a good idea or not. Let's take a look.
I've been doing Masterchef for 20 years. Amateur, celebrity and professional Masterchef. And I think in that time, I have worked with over 4,000 contestants. There's been 13 complaints in that time. Now, in the newspaper, I can see the complaints coming from a handful of middle-class women of a certain age just from Celebrity Masterchef.
Was he right to post this video?
Had to make friends.
Do you think it was wise?
At the beginning of this whole thing, OK, we tried to look at it as objectively as we could.
Yes.
You know, some would be going, look, it's just Gregg Wallace. He's a bit of a cheeky chappy. He's a man of his time. He likes a bit of bants. Some of it might have been inappropriate, but at the same time, some people were thinking that. Some people were thinking, no, he's a kind of bloke that just blusters into situations, says things that are inappropriate about women, allegedly, and, you know, he probably deserves to be investigated. We were taking an even-handed position. Then he comes out with this video and everyone's just going, then we're all united in condemnation. And, like, his PR people must have gone, Gregg, mate, please, just... He's on that show. He's famous for getting massive spoonfuls of food and sticking them down his gob. May I suggest that he puts something in his mouth and just stops speaking?
Yes. 13 cases, he says. I mean, that's quite a big number.
Yes, it is. I mean, he made a bad situation infinitely worse by this. That's all. He's perpetuated the story. To try to be positive, to look at this positively, because I like to look at things positively, in a sense, I hope out of this we get a culture change. When I was reflecting that in my grandparents' day, there was casual anti-Semitism in conversation. In my parents' day, there was casual racism in conversation, tolerated by many people. Now, once upon a time, there was casual conversation like this, laddish, vulgar, lewd, insensitive, hurtful, wrong, and it was accepted. I was talking to my wife, who worked at the BBC 50 years ago when she was a girl, and this sort of thing was all the time.
And it can make you feel really uncomfortable.
And it's unacceptable. But what we need as a result of this, to be positive for a moment, is we actually need everyone to realise this isn't on. And you can't just say, well, that's the way I am. You know, very few people are complaining. A lot of people won't be complaining who do feel uncomfortable. It's the middle class of a certain age, the celebrities who feel confident enough to actually hit back. But there may be many other people, not in that 13, but the other thousands, may also have felt a bit awkward and uncomfortable, but didn't feel they were in a position to say.
Like, there's just a basic sort of code. Like, this whole debate has turned into those supporting him will be the kind of, you can't say anything these days, brigade. It's not really about that. This is just about politeness. Like, you've both worked on studio sets, right? You know, working with lots of different people. In the case of a cooking environment, it's all a bit stressy. They're under pressure. They are literally being judged. Just be polite to everybody.
Kind.
Just be kind. Don't say anything that would make people cringe.
Well, the
It's not
BBC
hard.
have given us a right of reply. They say we take any issues that raise seriously. We always clear that any behaviour which falls below the standards expected by the BBC will not be tolerated. Where an individual is contracted directly by an external production company, we share any complaints with that company. It would be inappropriate for us to comment on anything that could form part of Banijay's ongoing investigation. So let's
including social media. Don't do any more social media.
Stop it now.
Stop, Gregg.
Enough now.
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning.